Hey everybody, I hope you're doing great. And today I'd like to take a look at something I haven't looked at before. And that is a set of diffusion filters which are kind of new on the market. And they haven't gotten a lot of word of mouth or necessarily popularity yet. So maybe this video will change that. This is a set of diffusion filters from Simmod. Yeah, that's the company, the guy who makes a variety of different lens mount conversions and replacement parts. Well, they have a set of diffusion filters, which are pretty interesting. This is the Area Mist Black diffusion filters. They're available in 77mm, 82mm, and 4 by 5.65. And these are probably the newest diffusion filters that are on the market. These filters are similar, but of course a little different, to black ProRes, which is kind of an industry standard. And I think the most noticeable difference here is that they come in eighth, quarter, and half as a set, or singles, but honestly, for the price, just buy the set. It doesn't make any other sense unless you happen to break one and you need a replacement. And they're kind of a challenger to some of the old standards. So let's just take a quick look. They come in a sort of felt pouch, which is nice. It's got a little elastic thing. We've got a wood button, and inside are the 3 filters that you can pull out and use as you need them. I really like this. I wasn't sure about it when I first saw it, but I kind of like having them all in one pouch rather than 3 separate ones. So the filter that you're looking at me at right now is the half. This is the strongest one of the set. And this is on a very sharp lens. It's on the Sigma 18-35 1.8, and I'm probably at about 2.8 right now. And of course, these little lights and stuff that I've got going on in the background give you a little bit better idea of what this does. So now let's take a look at what the quarter filter does. All right, this is the quarter area mist black, not to be confused with black. I hate that. Anyway, it's a little bit softer look, and this is a very intermediate look. Now, compared to ProRes, I would basically say that these filters are about half as strong as what a black ProRes filter looks like, if that gives you some idea. So when we switch out to the 1/8 filter, it's going to be pretty subtle, but it does kick the black levels open a little bit. It does take a little bit of the edge out. It does have a very subtle amount of halation going on. It's a very subtle filter, and it's one of those filters that pretty much you can't go wrong putting it on just about any camera. All right, this is the 1/8 filter. It's pretty subtle, and of course, I kind of did this test backwards, didn't I? You're supposed to go from nothing to something to the strongest filter, but I said, hey, what's the rules here? Let's just toss the rules out and take a look at going from the heaviest filter that I started with down to a bare lens. And this, as the 1/8 filter, is wonderfully subtle. And if you wanted to ask the question, yes, autofocus does work through all of these filters. I had no problem autofocusing, shooting this, and doing some other tests that I did, which are going to come right after this. So now that you've had a look at the 1/8 filter, which is a very soft, subtle filter, you can kind of look at, say, like the little LEDs blinking in the background to get an idea of these add just a touch of halation, but it's nothing like the half filter. So now let's see what this lens looks like straight. And here we are straight with no filters on. This is the Sigma 18-35 1.8. And yeah, it's a beautiful modern lens. This is a real workhorse lens. I love it. It's been incredibly useful, and I've shot a ton of stuff with it. But, you know, sometimes, especially with a really sharp camera with like the Fuji series, you want to take the edge off. You want to soften things up a little bit. And I'm really, really liking these filters. One, because they're just extremely affordable. You know, this whole set was, and don't quote me hard on this, it was under $200 for the 82 set. And the 4 by 5.65 is $500 something, which if you've ever priced out buying one or 1.5, because you can't buy a half filter, black ProRes filters, then you know that the pricing on these filters is actually really reasonable. Let's just go look at a bunch of samples of different shots that I did straight and with all the filters in the regular usual order of going straight to heaviest, and have a look, see what you like. I know I'm liking these filters, and I'm going to start shooting on them a little bit more regularly, especially when I've only got a modern lens with me, or I need to stick with one of these zoom lenses because it's just a practical thing to do and I need autofocus. But I want to take the edge off. I want a little more vintage look. These are really, really simple, affordable way of doing it, whether you go with the rounds or you go with the 4x565. These are great options to check out, and I'm really happy that Simmod has brought these out to the market. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, you know the deal, and if you got some thoughts, leave the comments down below. I'm sure they'll be interesting.